Hey, Steph. Hey, Wright.
Hey, guys. How are you? Can you hear us?
We can hear you loud and clear, brother. And there's Faith. Good to see you up here, Faith. I'll turn around so you guys know that I can see you. You guys look amazing. Do you have the beautiful filters going? I mean, you're just freaking beaming.
We have the Puerto Rican filters.
Well, thank you for joining. I know how busy you are. And I want to say, I don't know if you can see all the people here in the chats, but everybody is just blown away. And I know your project that you're most passionate about is Give. So I'm going to turn it over to you. And Faith, thank you for leading this project.
Well, thanks. It's really awesome to be here with Stephanie and with Faith and with all you guys. And Jim, thanks for that introduction. There's so many of our friends and family are here. And this is so cool. I've cried a bunch listening to all of you guys and then just seeing all the chats. And it's just like a big family. It's so great with all the people that we have that are supporting all these great projects all around the world. And we wanted to tell you a little bit about where some of this started. Is Give was actually one of the first things that our family jumped into in blockchain.
This was one of my favorite projects, Wright and Faith and Steph.
I actually met Stephanie. We've been married for almost 27 years, and I met her in San Diego. I was selling pest control, and so it's pretty close to where you guys were at now. I was living in Pacific Beach, and she grew up pretty close to where you guys are all in that studio. And we met a summer, and I was selling door to door, and I was trying to figure out what I wanted to do. I was selling pest control back then, and we dated for a little bit. This was our engagement picture, and then we got married about 14 months after we met. And Steph has always been such a big support, and we've done a lot of different things, and some have gone really good, and we were always early in a few things, and some didn't go good because we were so early. But we were at this time after we got into the blockchain, we started mining Bitcoin and doing things, and we literally put all that we had in and moved in with my wife's parents with 5 of our kids for about 6 months, and my wife had she's pregnant. We had our last baby right there, and then after that we moved with my parents for almost a year, and just went all in blockchain. And I was doing stuff. A lot of my friends and family are on the phone, but I was doing stuff in the normal world, and was the CEO of a public company. And one Valentine's Day, I woke up and I had these my buddies that got me into the blockchain. They were some of the original inventors that turned video gaming cards into Bitcoin miners. I was talking to them and a few other people, and they were telling me I should get into the blockchain. And I woke up on Valentine's Day. My wife had put this together, and it was really sweet. It was this heart theme with a bunch of blocks with these little notes, but it really inspired me, at least when I saw this. And I thought, man, how would it be if you had, all these people all over the world supporting the best causes? And so our family jumped all in. That's where actually the Give logo came from. It came from my sweet wife. And this was one of the first projects. It actually, even though a lot of you guys have probably heard about Give, I don't know if you guys knew it was the first one. It was actually before Green. And Blockchain Game Partners, that was Gallo's first name. And Connect. And we have so many great projects. It's so amazing. All the communities all over the world and all the different technologies. But a lot of it started with Give. And so I wanted to ask you guys a question. I love superheroes. I know a lot of you guys probably do too. I love superhero stories. And if you could be any superhero and have any superpower, what would it be? Would you fly? Would you be the strongest? Would you be the bravest, the fastest? Could you be invisible? Would you be able to shoot webs? Like what would be your superpower? And there's so many cool things that superheroes can do, and there's so many talents that some of these characters have. But when I think about it, one of my favorite superhero powers would be the ability to give. Because if you could give other people superhero powers, you could create as many Supermans as you wanted, as many Spider-Mans as you wanted, if you had the ability to help give those superpowers to other people. And one thing that I love, sometimes in our ecosystem, we talk about Jedis and Star Wars, and I love that. And one of the reasons I love it is when that superhero or a Jedi goes to protect a community, they don't send an army, they send one of them. And it's because it's so powerful what they know. And so many of you guys here have left the normal world and are all in on giving. You're giving your time, your time away from your family. You've given money. You've done all these different things. Faith. Like gone all in with so many different things, right? To like just not knowing, like we're literally leaving the normal world. You just heard Brad talk about banks. Most of the way that all of us make money, we're outside of the banking system. Our family has been really outside of the banking system for over 12 years. And, you know, you think when you first leave, you know, there's always these little questions like, you know, what if I fall? What if this doesn't work? And, you know, my thing is like, what if what these guys have told you today, what Will shared and what Steve shared and Darren and Scott and Brad and Kathy and all these amazing things that you've heard so far today, what if they're working? And what if, you know, we fly? What if Henry Ford, when he in 1921, and he told the world he thought one day there would be an energy currency that would come out that would replace gold and potentially stop wars. What if that currency or that technology is here? What if, you know, is it possible? Like we have an organization, you guys, that's in 220 countries around the world. That's almost every country. And there's all these people. I don't know another company that is that spread out and is rewarding people daily or connected to so many people. And we're so small still, like so many people don't know who we are. But, you know, what if we really could change things? I believe that Henry Ford was talking about green. Green is one of the base technologies that we have, but the blockchain and to be able to harness energy and to be able to confirm, track, and validate transactions on the blockchain and verify electricity usage is such a cool use case. And it's at the heart of what we do every day right now. One of the things with our ecosystem is there's a lot of things that Give's done. You guys are going to hear about that in a minute from Faith. But one of the things that you guys might have noticed from our very beginning in some of our different papers and thoughts, right now we're all used to creating actions and doing, and we're talking about small actions equal big impact. Well, right now, if you take a winning action that helps, you know, yourself earn money or someone else earn money or in crypto, you guys both win, and that results in some reward. Right now, in the future, we would love to be able to reward people for giving. So if you know, instead of earning $100, maybe you gave $100 or whatnot. We're pretty close to being able to. We've sort of proven that giving really does help grow our ecosystem and do a lot of things. And as we move towards this, more actions for giving on top of earning and maybe also for saving money, what that's going to do is we're going to be one of the first ecosystems in the world where you can actually get paid to do good and to help others. And I think that we're not far off from that. We're going to try to find a way. But one of the really cool things is we've only had, out of all of our projects, and some have been out for a long time, they're real, they produce revenue, they have real products and services. There's only one we've ever tried to sort of activate the crypto side and be in the market, and it had a really high value. And we have a lot of really amazing projects. We're probably 100 times bigger now. We're all over the world. And if we had that project went almost up at the height to about 40 or 50 billion in market cap. What if with our 12 projects now, we did even like 10 times less than that per project, but every project committed to give 10% of some of their nodes or maybe some of the rewards to give this year literally could bring in like $5 billion in donations. Now we've already done a lot of donations, but there's never been a blockchain charity. There's never been this decentralized way to track the best actions. And so a lot of times with charity efforts, people are worried that a lot of the money is going to maybe the people that are running the charity. And so a very small percentage goes to the cause. Our goal would be to use the revenue that we do through our different blockchains to support these charities that that their operations are already covered, so that when you do donate $1, that full dollar is going towards that action-based cause. I'm really, really excited this year, not only to create a lot of value around the world, but the more people that we can impact with these small actions, the bigger ripple effect we can have all around the world. And so we're going to set some big goals. I know the community, I know a lot of you guys have a few different ideas. We've got some pretty aggressive community members that really want to make some big impact. We're going to talk about what we've done so far with Faith, but I just wanted to share and let Steph share, my why is our amazing kids and my wife, and all of you guys I know have families, but this is what it's all about. It's about giving back to others so that we can take back our time. This is a more updated picture. I have a new addition to my family, my new son-in-law that's married to Faith. And we have one of our boys that's doing some missionary service in Mexico right now. But I'm just so excited about all of our friends and family. I feel so close to so many of you guys. And I know I feel so blessed and so lucky. I just feel like we've been given so much, and hopefully over the years with all the training that everyone's gotten, I can't imagine, sending a Will Taylor to Asia, or Will and Rhett to India, or a Steve Waters to Switzerland. The information that you guys know, everyone else that sits in the room is like, how do we make more money? And I think a lot of us here have changed our thinking to not only how can we, reward others and win, but how can we give? How can we give back to the community? It's such a different thought, and it's a different way to attack things. But dude, one of you guys going to these different areas, like, a Darren Kidd, a Tony, like Scott, like so many of you guys, just one of you guys going somewhere, to me, like a Jedi, could just make all the difference in the world. And I just want you guys to know that I know that there's a lot of miracles that have happened along our journey over the last 12 years. And I think there's a lot more around the corner as we continue with our mission to help other people and we stay focused on that. And I sent this out this morning, but I want to challenge everybody. We, for a minute, grew so fast, we sort of stopped growing really aggressively. Now is the time for us to activate and tell everyone in the world what we're doing. And I love this. It says, find the others. Trust me when I say that there are beautiful, incredible souls out there creating a new world. They do not live in fear. It does not even enter their mind. They're vibrant, majestic humans, magnetic things that are creating magic in this world. When you meet one, you will know. Picture the life you want, release fear, raise your vibration, elevate. Change starts with all of us. Find the others. We are already big. You've heard Tony say, we did have millions of people join some of our blockchain technologies, but we're still small. It is time for us to go share and find people all over the planet and teach them how to be superheroes. And that superpower is to give. If you can give and you literally are willing to go all in, I really believe that sort of heaven opens up and you can do a lot of things once that, your heart's in that right place where I think you're ready to receive the blessings. And this is one of our community members made this about, a block bot, like a superhero block bot. I'm so excited about the AI technologies we have, all of the different things that we're doing in blockchain. But the most important thing this year is, as we do a lot of these things, hopefully we're all centered the whole time on giving, what we can give back to our community, what we can give back to all of our users, what we can give back to the world, and what we can give back to people that need help, that are waiting for us. And I just am just really lucky. I'm sitting here with Steph. I don't know if you want to say something before I introduce Faith.
I mean, I can talk for 1 minute.
Yeah.
I love that you always put me on the spot, but I do better that way, maybe. As I was just sitting here thinking, my New Year's resolution this year is to look outside myself and to live in the present moment and to be less afraid. And so I've been practicing the last 2 weeks to just see the good in everything, see the good in others, see that it's all going to work out and it's all going to be beautiful. And our son, who's on a mission in a service mission in Mexico, I've watched him throughout the last couple of months. We get to FaceTime him once a week, and he doesn't have much where he lives, and so he didn't get a Thanksgiving package from us that I had mailed in time. You know, it was kind of like a Thanksgiving package, and I was worried if he was okay. And he showed me his apartment. He has to wash his own clothes by hand and hang them on a line, and the only local food stores, they walk 2 blocks away, and he's trying to figure out how to eat rice and beans and make them for himself. And he lives a very simple life. And he said, Mom, it doesn't even matter. My Thanksgiving was so amazing. And he went on to tell me about a couple of the service projects he was doing in the area. And one of them was to go get this old bucket, walk of half a football field down this hill, get the bucket from their well and bring him up. And he did it like 7 times, these huge buckets. And he had this wagon. He said, Mom, I felt it was so invigorating. And here's me who's worried that he doesn't have the proper essentials. He has very little, and he is so happy, you guys. He's living his best life, and he's telling me a story about moving water for an old man that had a hard time moving water from his well up to his home. So it's a lifestyle. It's like we all want to make money. Making money is really exciting, and it's really exciting when you can just pay your bills. You know, and you can finally just pay your bills. I'm not going to lie. That's really exciting. That part that you don't have to have that stress anymore is incredible. But once you get there, any money after that, it doesn't feel different. It's not better necessarily. What's better is when you get outside yourself and you get to help those around you, whether that's financially, whether that's giving hope, whether that's lifting people up. It doesn't have to be about money. It can be about giving them faith, giving them hope, and giving them just letting them see that there's abundance and there's enough for everyone, and there's enough for all of us to share. And the exciting part is helping others around you get up to where you're at. And I think that's what I'm excited about to do again on this next journey. I'm excited to watch all of you guys and how your lives will change, and how you'll be the Jakes and the Emilys, and how you'll change the people around you's life. That's what I'm the most excited about. And I'm so proud of my daughter, Faith. She is so passionate about giving and charity, more passionate than anyone I've ever seen besides her dad. And it's really fun to watch, and she's really smart, and she's a beautiful soul. And I'm really grateful, and I'm excited you guys get to watch it, learn from her today and get a piece of her today. So thank you.
Faith started in our customer care. And then when she was in high school, she actually, we did a fundraiser, and she raised more money for actually give back than anyone else did. And she's been with us for a long time. And she was one of the first brand presidents of Give. And I want to just let you know, I am so excited about Give. We did a lot and ramped it, and then we sort of waited for this. We sort of slowed down a little bit to wait for this next big bull run. I think there's going to be a lot of opportunities to give. There is something that just happened that I believe makes the Give blockchain technology one of the best blockchain use cases. We're going to explain it on Thursday and Friday. When I say best use cases, not our ecosystem, all time. And part of it is these new financial people that we have helping us with our IP, but they have figured out a way that with the normal tax code and tax laws, there's some very aggressive things that you can do to donate rewards, even node software to Give. And Give's just transitioned where they also are associated with a 501(c), I think it's what it's called, charity. And so we're really excited to share that next Thursday and Friday. But Faith has actually been running Give and running the team there. And there's a lot of you guys that are strong community members that are here that have helped. But we're going to have Faith tell you guys what she's done with her team the last 2 or 3 years. And we just couldn't be more grateful for her and for her leadership. So Faith, I'll turn it over to you and keep sharing these slides for you.
Thanks, Dad. I'm Faith. Nice to meet everyone. I used to be Faith Thurston. Now I'm Faith Svitkovich. If you see that on the screen, it's a little confusing. But I'm really excited to be able to speak to you guys today and about how much I love Give. Just like a little short rundown about Give. Give's main goal over the next couple of years is to show complete transparency of donations. There is 1.5 million charities in the world today, and 85% of those charities actually don't use the money for what they're saying they're going to use. So over the last 6 years, Give has done a bunch of things all tracked on the blockchain, and it's been able to show exactly where that money is being used. We've actually been able to raise over $3 million since 2026 towards a bunch of missions that we are super, super grateful to be sponsoring. One of my favorites is Free a Girl. Free a Girl is an anti-human trafficking company that goes in and rescues little girls and boys all over the world. With Give's help specifically, we've actually already rescued over 3,000 little girls out of 7,000 that Free a Girl has rescued with over 100 missions. We've arrested 133 pedophiles that are now in jail. We have paid for over 600 little girls to have aftercare for a year or years of a home. We've actually paid for over 400 little girls to have a full-time scholarship to become lawyers. And what they do with that lawyer degree is they actually go in and arrest the pedophiles that were assaulting them for a long time. And I don't know if a lot of you even are aware of what anti-human trafficking is. I won't go into huge detail about it. We can go into detail about it next Friday, but there are children from the age of a year to the age of 18, and it's really, really, really sick. And one of Give's goals, and it's always been a goal since 2018, is to end that. And it's a $2 billion industry, and I really think with that $5 billion, we'll be able to hit it one day. But if you can imagine all the little girls we could save just using blockchain technology, it would be amazing. It would be the first charity to ever do that in the whole entire world, with also showing full transparency. We've also drilled over 1,200 water wells all over Africa, which have provided clean water to villages and given over 1 million people the access to not walking 8 miles, 10 miles a day just to get clean water, just to bathe, feed their family, and drink water. We've also rescued over 2,000 girls during those missions with the wells, called FGM. It's female genital mutilation. It's a thing that they do out in Africa. You can research it after. I can talk about it on Friday. Something that I'm really... During the war in Ukraine, we were able to donate enough money to save over 2,000 people of the country. And then also there was a gala employee that was stuck in Ukraine that they paid for an underground operation to go in and save someone out of Ukraine. And then I think... Oh, yeah. And then Rome is one of my also favorites. I've traveled with them over 8 times since I was 17 years old. I love them so much. They are fully transparent with all their funds. And one of my favorite things that we were able to do in 2023 is we were able to go to Tanzania, and we went to this orphanage, and we walked into this room, and there was 30 little boys sleeping on top of each other on dirt, cardboard. They didn't have a roof. It was really, 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 really sad, but they were so happy and so grateful. That day I called my parents and I said, what can we do with Give with this? And we were able to build them a full orphanage with over 40 bunk beds in it. They're all able to have a place to sleep. It has Star Wars and Jedis and blockchain stuff all over the walls. But that's been one of my favorite things we've done so far. And I'd love one day for Give community members to go out and see that. And then we've also paid, kind of like Make-A-Wish, 19 families to go around the world and do their dream humanitarian projects. I'm not sure if any of you have been on a humanitarian before, but it's life-changing. So if you have one that you want to go to, drop in the chat somewhere that you really, really wanted to visit one day. And hopefully one day with Give, we can all go there. And then my favorite thing that we've done that personally impacts me, it's called the Red Converse Challenge. That I think it's on that next slide, or whoever's pressing through it. Anyways, so when I was 17 years old, quick story, I was in Tanzania and I was wearing these red Converse that I'd saved up for months. And all of a sudden, the spirit inside of me had told me that I needed to take off my shoes when I was walking inside this gas station, which is a really, really weird thing to do and think. And there was a little boy there that was 17, and I looked down at his feet, and he had cardboard on his feet, and his feet were bleeding. They looked like he had never had shoes, honestly, in his life. So I took off my shoes and I said, here, I think you're supposed to have my shoes. I want you to try them on. And when this little boy tried them on, they fit him exactly how they were supposed to. And the smile on his face just over flooded me. And I, right there at that moment, knew one of my missions was to give people shoes all around the world, because that's something so small that we have that we take advantage of. And so anyways, since the last year, we've actually raised money with Give and Get Foundation doing NFTs, and we've already donated 400 pairs of red Converse, enough for starting a movement. My friends in Rome, they went to Africa last year and they ran into a lady at a well wearing red Converse, and they weren't from us. And so it was starting a movement around Africa, literally. So anyways, I'm so grateful to be a part of Give and to keep growing it in 2026. If you're able to join, please join our chat on Thursday and Friday at 10 a.m. And I am just super excited to keep meeting all of you and grateful for this opportunity. So thanks, Dad.
Faith, you're so amazing. I really do think you're going to want to join this chat. It's I think between the now and the end of the year, with this new technology that we have and introducing the blockchain, I think it's going to be really good for taxes and for a lot of stuff for anyone that wants to give. So I'd encourage you to tune in. And then also, our node software is all based around giving. It's like you got to have your node on, it's got to be open, and you've got to be willing to confirm and sort of give your computing power to everyone. And that's sort of the base of our whole ecosystem. So I just am so excited about Give.
Can I just say, are we so lucky to have his brain behind everything, but then also his heart that he's willing to share? I mean, I'm just sitting here listening to him speak, and a lot of this came out of him, from his brain and his ideas and his heart. And so I'm really grateful for you.
Thanks.
Grateful for your willingness to share it. Good job, Faith. You're amazing.
Yeah, good job. And we also have some community members. Faith just mentioned them. Garrett and Kristen from Give and Get here. They really have helped Give a lot with a few different projects. And we're excited to work with them a lot more in the last year. And we know there's a lot of, or the next year, we know there's a lot of people too that have been reaching out. Give's going to get a lot more active. So anyway, we're just really excited.